Cheryl Dixon. Is she here? Could you approach, please, Ms. Dixon? Ms. Dixon, do you have counsel with you here today?
No, Your Honor.
You are the Cheryl Dixon, the court reporter who has been working on the capital murder conviction of a gentleman by the name of Cedric Marks. Do I have that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm informed that the record for his appeal, he would like to appeal his capital murder conviction and his sentence of death, was due originally on October 9th of 23. The record is not prepared at this point, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, I've got a lot of material.
This ain't no joke. Capital murder conviction. He's trying to appeal. And so it's been October of 23, and it is now March of 25.
Materials that have been handed to me about efforts to get the materials presented. I understand that you've had a number of communications with court staff and with the trial court staff, is that right?
Yes.
There are a total of 7, I believe, people who participated,
Yes.
and you took
Reporters.
down
The bulk of
the voir dire in the first week of trial,
the voir dire and the first 2 weeks of evidence.
and the other 7 ladies who have now gotten all their material done and are waiting for your
Correct.
section.
Yes.
Now, I'm told that you had promised that you could deliver 15 volumes, 3 sets of 15 volumes in February. You did not deliver any of those
I
volumes.
did not. I did not, Your Honor.
Okay. How many volumes are you completed with at this point?
I'm about halfway. I had to stop working on it temporarily. I had some mental issues going on and physical as well. So much so,
Could you speak up a little bit, Ms. Six? I'm sorry.
I'm nervous and I apologize that we even have to be here. So just my body shut down and I just could not function. Depression just set in and I was just out of there. So I'm addressing that. I do have help, scopers helping me through and proofreaders. I am confident if given a 1-week continuance, I'll have all the 45 volumes and
How long did you say?
I have 45 dates. So 2.5 times what the others had. I've had carpal tunnel surgeries on both hands before and trigger finger release in 18. I now have a trigger finger in my thumb. So it's been getting stuck and I can't do much. And so then I have to rest, intermittently. I went to the doctor last week. I got a cortisone injection. It's helped some. I am scheduled for surgery on the 31st to address that. But I definitely am confident I can get the volumes completed next week. Then I can focus on my surgery and healing.
Did
and
you
moving
use a
forward.
recording device for your part of the record that you were taking down?
Some of it, not
How
all.
much of it?
Some days I did, some days I didn't, because it was kind of slow. It just depended on what was going on. It was jury selection, individual, one at a time, so it was kind of slow. It wasn't, and the defendant was pro se.
How could you possibly do in a week what you haven't done in a couple of years?
Well, I hadn't started it prior to.
Right, why not?
Because I just hadn't. Your Honor. I just hadn't, and we didn't know when it would be due for sure. I mean, I know, I just hadn't started. I know they
You
can
know
cancel
when
it.
it would be due. Why wouldn't you know when it would be due?
Well, a reporter's husband passed, and she was putting in extensions.
No, I mean, the original due date was a set time, right?
It was,
And you
but I
didn't
was,
work on it until then? You didn't work on it before that point? Did you?
no, I did
Right.
not, Your Honor.
Okay.
Have you filed records and appeals in the past? I mean, I don't mean that, I just
No, I
don't know
know,
you.
I understand.
You've never, you have or you have?
I have.
not.
I have several
So
times,
you're familiar with the process?
very much so now.
You had some issues with Austin, Board of Appeals.
Yeah, last year.
They fined you for not preparing records.
Yeah, these last 2 years has just been,
And you mentioned you had some
downfall.
scopers that were helping you?
I have,
Can you identify who they are?
one's name is JT Parrish.
Just, that's one?
And myself.
I hope you don't, I mean, forgive me if this comes across the wrong way, but I have a hard time believing that you could finish this in 1 week. I mean, I would love it if you could, but I mean, do you think that it's a good time for you to be potentially overstating your
Not at all,
capabilities?
no.
Right,
Because-
so,
Everything is riding on this.
Yeah.
I have lost everything, Your Honor. Money, income, license, you name it. Everything.
Where would you be while doing this work? Would you be at home? Would you be at a courthouse?
I'm going to stay with my parents for the next week. They're in
And
Fort
where-
Worth.
Where is that?
They're in Fort Worth.
In Fort Worth. Do you have any care obligations towards your parents?
No, they're 80, you know, my dad will be 80 next week, and my mom is 81, and they're mobile and can do for themselves.
Well, you are probably familiar with some of the other techniques that courts, including this court, have used in the past
Yes.
under circumstances like that.
And I've been there, Your Honor. That was something last year as well. Like I say, it's just been a downward spiral, and now this is the last of it. And once this is off of my plate as far as being done and filed and submitted, then I can breathe.
Well, there's another thought here. We do not need a rushed, inaccurate transcript. That would produce
Right.
additional problems
Right.
for the litigants and for the court. We need accurate materials put together in a record, and we're trying to think about how best to get there, given that we have a man who's on death row.
Yes.
And can't proceed, and he's he's more than a year overdue to get the record. So I'm just gonna think out loud of a couple of options. We could have you, in the past, we have had a court reporter in the basement of this building during the day with somebody, with the court reporter to supervise them, remove them from any distractions, and allow them to process a record. We could have a
Babysit you.
similar arrangement like that in Tarrant County with the Tarrant County judge up there. We could do that in Denton County or something that's convenient to you. And you're saying you think you could do that at home?
I won't be home. I'm just going to go to my parents where I know there's,
At your parents'
yes.
facility?
It's just the
Do
two
you-
of them at their house.
Are you as confident that you would be able to get that work done?
I am, Your Honor. I was an official, I've been an official in Hawaii. I've been an official here in Texas. So I'm familiar. I am a real-time writer. So.
But you understand, I think our reluctance. we
I
see
understand.
This period of time,
I don't want to go past, excuse me, cutting you off, past the deadline of the March 17th of the entire record being filed. So with the week left, or not left, but if you were to grant me the week to the 12th, that would still give Ms. Young,
and you believe realistically you could get
yes, yes.
You have, what, 45 volumes, I think, to prepare between today?
Well, not 45, but I mean, you know,
how many? No, yeah, how many?
I'm about halfway through, so.
It's taking you how long to
20-something.
get halfway, but you're gonna be able to do it in the rest in a week?
Yeah, because I'm not doing nothing else. And
Ms.
I
Dixon,
have,
Of the 45 total that is due, you believe perhaps at this moment, as you stand here, you've done perhaps 22 or 23?
yeah, something like that,
We
yeah.
have 22 or 23 left of a quality
That has
that
to
you could
approve it.
hand them off to
Yes.
us. You think you could do those by March 23rd?
March 12th,
March
next Wednesday.
12th of 2010?
Can I-
And your parents' home?
Let me just interject. I'm really concerned right now. Judge Newell sort of hinted at it because it's taking you however, months, years to get halfway through, and you're basically saying you can get the next half done in a few days. This is not a normal circumstance to have court reporters that we have to bring court.
I
know,
understand.
just hang on.
Sorry.
This is really unusual to do this. It's really unusual to do this with all these people here, but it's really unusual to do this, okay? And when my concern for you right now as a human being is that I don't want us to have to do something even more unusual if you don't turn this in. So when you say March 12th, like, just take a deep breath and please understand that if you say March 12th and it's March 12th and we're all up here and there's no record, like, that's gonna be bad. So just take a moment and just think, if you really think March 12th is the day, that's fine, but just understand that this is a really unusual circumstance, and it will get even more unusual in a very unpleasant way if you say March 12th and it doesn't happen. So just be careful about, I know you say you had surgery on March 31st. The deadline for all this is March 17th, but just be careful saying that because it's not gonna be good if March 12th comes along and it's not here.
What is your parents'
I
address?
understand. 504 Asher Court,
Spell that, please.
ASHER Court, Fort Worth. Their zip escapes me. That's like Blue Mountain, Fort Worth.
It's like,
Alliance.
You know the zip code?
No,
Okay.
Alliance area. I don't know the zip code. But I'm confident.
This is true.
Do we have any further questions?
I don't.
All right. Ms. Dixon, what's going to happen right now is we are going to convene very briefly. We'll discuss the options that we see, and we will come back, if you will stay here, please.
Yes.
We'll come back and tell you what our decision is, and we look forward to getting that record complete one way or another.
Did you
Let's
need
take a
any
break for-
documents from the doctor or anything? No,
Did you bring documents from a doctor?
I did, from my surgeon, yes. I have it.
You can give those to our clerk who is here.
All right.
Well, why don't you just let them help you? She sounds like she's lying. What are you lying about?
Please be seated. All right, yeah, please stand up. All right, Ms. Dixon, the court has made a decision. The court finds that you are presently in contempt. We have heard from you that you have half of the 45 volumes prepared at this point, and that you are prepared to complete them by, I believe it was March 12th. You had earlier indicated that you could complete them over a period of 3 weeks. We are going to give you the full or close to the full period of 3 weeks, notwithstanding that you have already completed half to finish. So want you to take just not just March 12th, but to go to March 25th. Focus on doing only this transcript,
Yes,
the volumes that are due, and accurately and completely. We're also scheduling a show cause hearing for March 26th that may or may not be necessary. And if we have that show
Mark your
cause
calendars.
hearing, it may involve your confinement along with somebody to supervise your completion of that record and fines. But at this time, we're not doing that. So we're expecting and hoping that on the 25th or before, you will deliver those volumes you've been working on to Betty Young.
Better
You
get that done.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
That is the order of this court.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah, excuse.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She asked if she could be excused. Sorry? She asked if she could be excused.
You can be excused. I'm
Thank
sorry.
you. Sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
All right, we'll see. Hopefully she gets it done. If I were her, I'd be asking for help. She doesn't seem like she wants it for some reason. I don't want to go to jail. This guy's literally on death row trying to appeal his capital murder conviction, and he can't because you haven't finished your transcript.